7:55 a.m. Saturday, June 12th. We're headed to Avalon, and I'm gonna do a preemptive strike here against people bitching at me for motoring today. There's like no wind to the forecast. See, it's pretty flat. We are gonna put the main up and we'll motor sail. If we get some wind, we're gonna sail, but I don't see any crap in the comments about me motoring. Although I know what's gonna happen now is everyone's gonna comment like, turn your goddamn motor off. That's fine, I can take it. Debbie is going to hoist the mainsail. We're just gonna get it a little bit further here and get off the wind. Other than that, it's a beautiful day. Keep her coming. Jesus, I feel like I'm in a bad Kevin Costner movie. Look at that, Waterworld. Pump up the jam. All right, 9:24 update. Just motor sailing. It's still pretty light wind, so we're not going to cut to full sailing. We still want to get to Avalon reasonably early today. These guys are generally doing about somewhere between 25 and 27 knots as we're cruising across. Get a little update on the success of the relief band, Debbie's seasickness issues. Let's have a look. I think she's doing quite all right getting her groove on. 11 o'clock update. We're just a hair over 5 miles out from Avalon at this point. There's still no wind. It's been in the low single digits since we started. Let her rip as fast as she'll go. Yep, let her rip. Hello. Yeah, looking to see if we can get a 40-foot mooring for just tonight. It's 40. 943-219. Let's do it. I see him. Thank you. Tell me when it's on. Is it on? Okay, I can't hear you back here. Is the bow on? I mean, actually, you were like spot on, doing a great job until we figured out the bow was loose. Major faux pas, player. All right, after much deliberation, whether to go ashore and do something or just have a beer and chill, the Admiral called an audible here. Cheers. So my review of the mooring pickup, Debbie went from A++ to, I'm gonna say C+. Would have been a perfect tie-up the first time other than not securing the bow. So we're pulling the sand line to discover that the bow was not secured and drifting. All right, they're coming in. They're gonna miss it. Oh, they missed it. Now they're falling. Now he's back and bow back down. Sure. Okay, now he's kind of coming around. That's too far. Yeah. All right. Looks like the bow might be on. Now he's gonna back down on it, or they're gonna bail. They're going right towards that boat. He's gonna hit it. He hit it. Comes the 5-0. Just cruising on past. Cruiser's midnight. It's 9 p.m. It's quieted down quite a bit here in Avalon. Alright, well you're not going to have much. Let's go ahead and fire up the engine. Throttle to halfway. Remember, throttle to halfway. Wow, that's a little more than half. Pull back a hair. Okay. Be ready to pull back on the throttle if you started. Okay. That's neutral. Plunger up, plunger down. Start the engine, keep it turned over until it starts. Come up here and pull your throttle back to 1500. Check for water flowing overboard. You're going to go to starboard of that pin. Get a little throttle.
Wait, you need to do that. That's too tight. That's too tight.
Give it a little throttle.
That's too tight, Mark.
You got it. Good. Give it some throttle. That's good. That's enough.
Can I go this way?
Starboard.
Hard?
No, not hard.
I'm going to go between that pin and that boat.
Right. You need to go more to starboard, though, because you're going to hit the buoy. And then you're going to go in between these two boats in front of us.
In front of us?
Right. You'll be on the port. Go more to port. Go to port. Fucking hell.
You do it. You do it.
You got it. You got it. Straighten it out. Straighten it out. Straighten it out.
It's too tight.
You got it. Port. 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 Pull back on your throttle a little bit. Slow yourself down. Straighten it out. Straighten it out. Port. 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 Straighten it out. Straighten it out. You're doing great. Coming up on 11:30, and sun is out. We're gonna go snorkel over to the sea cave. I don't think we've moved really at anchor. Debbie's almost ready to rock. No, we're gonna go over to the sea cave, and probably. Still a bunch of fog out here. Look at that. It's pretty thick. Heading home, but maybe it'll burn up a little bit more. If not, just turn on the radar. Let's do it. No, it's warm. All right. June 26th and 27th. Here at White Cove, which is 2 weeks from this weekend, we're going to be back, and we're hoping to see some of our friends and maybe meet some new ones. What's our plan called?
Keeldragger Palooza.
Keeldragger Palooza, June 26th, June 27th, White Cove, Hen Rock, Moonstone. Come on out. A little bit afternoon, the sun's out. Where we're at. We didn't make it over to the sea cave, but we had a nice little swim. Debbie's gonna haul up the anchor. And we're gonna bug out. Wind is still 3 to 4 knots, so we're not gonna be sailing unless this wind comes up. Debbie's got the first confirmed dolphin sighting. I think it's a bottlenose. A couple of them. Right, sailing 5.5 knots right on the ley line. Beautiful. Sky's opened up. A lot of that fog is burned off mostly. We can see land across. We got 16 miles and some change. There's White Cove behind us. And some seagulls sitting on some kelp over to starboard. Pretty nice, huh?
Yeah.
Beautiful day, beautiful woman, beautiful boat. Ruggedly badass, handsome dude. Not too bad. Cruising along around 6 knots-ish. Close to 7 knots. Seven and a half knots. What's our apparent wind? About 14, 15, 7, 16. Cruising along, look at that. 7 knots, 7.1, 7.2, 7.4, 7.5. We're just cranking along. You can see a cargo ship up here. It's gonna get within about 1.5 miles. Actually, there's MSC, and there's another one behind it. And we're gonna keep an eye on these guys. So we're going to be about 1.5 miles. CPA should be okay. We'll continue on course and we'll adjust if we need to as we get a little closer to the shipping lanes. Kind of sucks. We're doing 7 knots, flying along, maybe a little better than 7. And we're going to have to come up a little bit because this second ship, the shipping lanes, has got less than 1 mile CPA, so we're going to adjust course a little bit. See if we can't take it 20 degrees higher without getting too far off the wind. I think it's fine. I think we're rolling around maybe 60 degrees or so. I'll have to look at it. But all's well. We're just gonna probably adjust course here a little bit and stay out of the way of these damn ships. So you can see this container ship. He's turned pretty hard. He was southbound heading out, and he's outside the shipping lanes now because there's a bunch of sailboats here. I just heard him on the radio saying he was dodging sailboats. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but my guess is he's gonna turn back to port and head southbound. But we are cranking along right now, just a little shy of 8 knots. He's not going to catch us. I mean, he might be doing 8.5 or so, but by the time he gets to us, we'll be well in front of him. He's not going to be able to turn that quick. All right, this guy's changed course pretty hard back. I've got a CPA of 1.5 miles in about 15 minutes, so they've closed the gap a little bit. They're doing 8.1 knots. And we're doing 7.6, 7.8. I think we're going to clear in front of them. But starting to get into the zone of unsafeness. I may give them a call here. Centaurus, sailing vessel Keeldragger, sailing vessel Keeldragger, sailing vessel Keeldragger. I'm okay to maintain speed and course, over.
You can maintain your speed and course. I will pass when you're starting.
Okay, thank you very much. Have a great afternoon. Keeldragger standing by on 1.6.
You too, stand by for 6.
Yeah, so he's running a CPA of 0.9 miles. he might be a hair. He'll be 0.9 miles at his closest. He's not at his closest yet. I don't know. I don't want to change off the CPA that I'm watching. So we're still working to get across this guy's bow. We need to avoid about 250 feet of water. Our friends on the Centaurus behind us. Almost looks like they've stopped to check AIS. It's kind of hard to eyeball it. We just dropped down another 10 degrees. We still need to go down like another 10. Then we'll have to trim the sails again. So we'll let the main out a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and drop her down another 10 to starboard. Well, yeah, probably. Let's see. I think our head sails will have to adjust. We're 2.5 miles out from Angel's Gate. Furled in the head sail. Staysail's next. We're gonna start the engine just for safety about a mile and a half, 2 miles out. So in a few minutes we'll crank up the engine. Just our belt and suspenders on the way in here. I think what we'll do is we'll douse the remaining sails once we get inside Angel's Gate. Centaurus over there, or Centaurian, Centaurus, I forget what it's called. They're coming in on approach, so we're going to keep an eye and see what's going on there. A little rough coming in Angel's Gate, isn't it? Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. Yeah, we got over 20 knots of wind here. Little action here, right in between a tugboat and this cargo ship. Our engine just quit right at the time that scares me the most, right as we came into the harbor. So we pulled a quick jibe, and of course we're right in front of the ship, but we're out of the way. But this is kind of how many shades of fucked we are right now. Pull that main in a little now that we're past these guys. Now, is that another? Is this other? Any of these other ships moving in front of us? Fuck. What's that? Yeah, it's, I don't know. Yeah, copy that. 25 to 30 minutes. We'll be out here just under single sail, just trying to stay in the general area here, and we'll be standing by on 1/6, and I do have AIS, so if you send the boat out, if they look for me on AIS, I'll continue to leave that on. Over. Keeldragger standing by on 1/6. Okay, one of a couple things happened. Either all the jostling around dug up some slime and unclog the secondary filter. The primary doesn't look too bad. I kind of doubt it because there's a gauge. The second one is there's a shutoff that could have been accidentally pulled. There's an emergency fuel shutoff. There's a line that's rigged. So I went and actually opened and closed it just to see if that was potentially the issue. I don't know that was. The other one could have been that we just ran out of fuel. Well, I don't know, because the fuel gauge is showing that we've got about a third of a tank, about probably 30 gallons. So I don't know what's going on there. So we're getting a consistent 20 to 25 right now. Waves aren't too big. We're waiting for sea tow since our engine's disabled. Pretty stable on the boat. One thing I regret not double checking is the rigger that did our lazy cradle system. He didn't tie off the reef lines when he installed put the sail and tied it up. The second reef's not good. So Debbie was able to get up and successfully get the single reef in. I'd like to have the second reef in, but it's really not something I want to deal with right now. So I think there's a good lesson to learn there. That we want to make sure we double check everything, and then also kind of have a plan. Second toe of shame. Type 2 fun. This might be type 3. Yeah. Of course, there's a tanker coming out as we're coming in. Just to add to the fun. Might be the pilot boat next to that tanker coming out.